Hi lovelies, my name is Jessica and welcome to makeup.misfit. So I have a long-awaited bonus pans video for you guys. I actually totally forgot to do this at the end of June. This is a bi-monthly video that I like to do, and for some reason it just totally slipped my mind, so I missed one. But it kind of worked out because honestly, like, I've been keeping track and I have everything beside me, but I only had one product to show you guys for that update. So it kind of worked out because it really wouldn't have been worth to do a video for just one product. The beginning of this year, the first few videos that I've done, I was either hitting pan or completely finishing off a product, like 4 of them a month. So I felt like bi-monthly was working out, but I wanted to do bi-monthly just because if I didn't hit anything in one month, I didn't want to not give you guys an update. If I had only hit one thing in a month, I didn't really want to give you an update on just one product. So that's why I decided to do it bi-monthly, just so that I could have a few products to show you guys at a time. So the beginning of this year, I was just hammering them down, but over the last couple of months, I definitely have been like slowing down or just been working on products more on a usage basis, which I kind of want to get out of. So I have only 4 products to show you guys today, and that is over a duration of 4 months, so it is still kind of slow, but it is what it is. I'm still happy with the progress I've been making in my collection, so let's just get into what I want to show you guys. So for May, I had not hit any pans in items that were not in projects, and I did not finish off any products that were not in projects. So there was nothing there, but for June, I had one item, and for that, it was my Sephora bronzer, which I should probably reach and grab. So this was my Sephora bronzer, and I had hit pan in this in a while back. I don't know if it was my most recent video, but I completely finished this off in June. So I was very happy with this. I really did like this bronzer. I don't think you can repurchase it, and I'm fine with that because I'm okay with where my bronzer collection is heading. But I was happy to be able to finish off one other bronzer this year. So I think this is number 3. I could be wrong, but I know that there was at least 1, maybe 2 minis that I had finished off, and then I had this full size. So I was pretty excited about that one. So in July, that's kind of when I had my productive month, if you want to call it that. So I had my MAC and Jeremy Scott bronzer in here, and I had hit pan in this. So you probably saw this as a little spoiler when I rolled in the blush for, I want to say it was my Are You Afraid of the Pan update. I kind of spoiled and showed you guys the bronzer. So this has had pan in it since June, but I have definitely expanded it since then, especially since that last update. And I'm really happy with this. I do think that I will finish off this bronzer by the end of this year as well, which means I think that would be about 4 bronzers this year, which is so crazy. I'm really liking this. I do wear this every day. I layer it with a couple of other bronzers or one other bronzer because I'm trying to work through a few of them at a time right now, but I'm happy with where this is going. And now that this blush is rolled into a project, this is a palette that is going to be completely finished. This was a highlighter that I had shown you guys prior to in a couple videos or a couple projects. Now I've got the bronzer that I'm almost finished. Sorry. And then the blush is what I'm working on in my project. So I'm very happy that this is going to be a face palette that is going to be out of my collection. Hopefully by the end of this year. We'll have to see how it goes, but one way or another, it's going to be gone pretty soon. So then the other product that I had completely finished off came from this Huda Beauty Mercury Retrograde palette. Now, if you have been watching my Panning Solitaire updates, you would know that this is the palette that I'm working on in that project. So for my trio, I had rolled in the shade Momentum, which was the cream matte shade that I used to set down my lids. So the way that that project works, if you're not aware, basically you have to hit pan in all of the shades before you can roll in the next set. So you got your single, you hit pan, you roll in your duo, you hit pan in both of them, and then you roll in your trio. You hit pan in all 3, and then I start back at a single. So I had Momentum in as my trio, and once I had hit pan in Momentum plus the other 2 shades, I rolled in my second duo. But I kept working on Momentum because that is the cream shade that I have been working on. And if you've heard me before, I like to work through my cream shades one at a time and get them used up. So you can see that pan is completely empty and it went pretty quickly. It definitely had expanded quite a lot, quite quickly, and I'm very happy with it. The only thing that kind of bothered me was the amount of kick-up that got into these two shades mainly. Or sorry, this shade here above it. Yeah, those two shades. Those were the two that there was a lot of kick up. You can still see it's in that one shade up there. I do have to clean it. I didn't really bother. But now that that shade is out of the way, I didn't bring it out with me. Okay, I'm gonna go grab something and I'll be right back. Okay, so since I had finished using that matte shade to set down my lids, I started to use the cream matte shade that is in this Bronze This Way palette by Essence. And after just a few uses, I hit pan in it. So this, I feel like, is going to go pretty quickly as well. I'm very excited about this. It definitely took a lot quicker than I was expecting, but I know it's the brush that I'm using, which is a flat shader brush as well. But I had hit pan and I'm still going. I will completely finish this off. So the next time you see this palette in this video will be when it is completely used up, because I would love to show you guys that. So I feel within a couple of months this might be gone, so it might be this next update that you see it, a completely empty pan, but I'm very excited that I have another pan in this palette as well. And then last but not least, I guess this is 5 products instead of just 4, which is kind of nice. I finally finished off my Milani Powder Blush in 01 Romantic Rose. I actually just finished it off this morning and I am happy, but I'm bittersweet about it because I really loved this shade. I like this blush. I don't think I'll be repurchasing it, at least not anytime soon. I do want to get through so many other blushes that I have, so I'm not in a rush for it or anything. But I really liked to use this to tone down other blushes that I was wearing, and I really liked that it was more of a neutral blush for me, so I could pair it with other things and it wasn't overpowering and it didn't change the look of it too much. So I have a blush out of my collection. I had hit pan in this earlier this year, so this was in one of my previous updates, so you can go check that out to see what it looked like prior to, and then I just kept working on it. I did repress it because all of the pieces, like, it was hollow, so the hole in the center, there was a lot of pieces that were crumbling off that were going underneath the actual blush, so I ended up just taking it all apart, repressing it together, and then I've just been using it like that since. So I want to say this was probably the last update that I had hit pan on this, and I finally finished it off. So that was at least another 4 months, which is quite a while, but I'm very happy that I have a blush out of my collection now too. So that is it for this update. Like I said, unfortunately, it hasn't been as productive as the beginning of this month, but these are just products that I have either hit pan on or completely finished off that are outside of any of my panning projects. So when I'm really just focusing on the products that are in those projects, there really isn't going to be a whole lot of bonus pans, extra products that I'm working on too much. But when I get them and I have them, I will show them to you guys. And this is everything from eyeshadows to face products and stuff like that. So it's not just going to be bonus pans for eyeshadows. I had 2 today, 2 this update, but you never know what you're gonna get. So that's everything. I will have the playlist for this project down below, so go check it out if you would like to see where I started at. And I do like to show, like, especially with this one and the bronzer, once I hit pan in a product, I show you guys, and then once I completely finish it off, I show you guys. So if you wanted to see when I had hit pan on the bronzer or the blush, go check out those prior videos, and I will see you guys all later. Bye!